Hello and welcome back to the beautiful seas of a Total War Saga Troy. I am the heir of Carthage, and we are going to continue our campaign with Ithaca, led by our legendary leader here, Odysseus, or epic hero,
Odysseus
whatever they
Ithaca.
call them in this game. I'm used to saying legendary lord, but that may not be accurate. Let's see, so I own that, and I am looking to own here. Apparently, though, there are a couple more settlements that would need to pull in from this faction. I can't move anymore this turn. We've made our move, so there's very little else I can do unless my other army is in a position to do something, and I don't think they are. Is my other... Oh, and I moved them north. That's right, I was trying to spread some influence. I was struggling with influence, and then I had marched them out here.
Your cause is mine.
Yeah, they are camped for this turn. I wanted to take this settlement, grab that bronze, and then help further spread my influence throughout this province, because I want to be able to take advantage of these buildings that I put in here. It would be a lot of extra food and bronze if we were able to get that done. So, on the last episode, I asked you all what I thought would be a fun question, and I think it was. I said, you know, if Total War were about to make another Mythos game, a Mythos-based game, what kind of stuff would you like to see? And I had mentioned that I thought ancient Egypt would be really cool as one of the things to see, and you all had some fun ideas as well. A lot of you really thought that a Mesoamerican myth culture would be neat, something based on like Aztecs or Inca or others. And that would be pretty neat. We had some folks who thought Ragnarok, like based around Viking mythos, would be really cool. And I agree that that would be another very good one. And then one of the comments, which some people agreed with and other people commented something similar, which was Troy should have been an age of mythology Total War. And I kind of agree with that as well. I understand they focused in on Troy, but man, how cool would it have been if it had expanded out wider and it was something like Age of Mythology, but in a Total War format. That would have been absolutely epic. We had other people who thought that Celtic or Germanic mythology would have been really neat. And then one that I didn't expect, but still came in here, someone said Japan mythos would be really neat. And that is interesting. And there was more than one person who had suggested that. So someone then also mentioned Camelot, which I don't know if you draw in a whole lot of other mythos things in with that, but man, that by itself could be kind of neat too, right? If you brought in all of the fiction around King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table and all that kind of stuff, that'd be pretty neat as well. So a lot of interesting stuff you all came up with, and really appreciate you all participating in it. I had a lot of fun reading these. And in fact, here was one more. I'll throw this one in because Appius is fantastic, and he's a moderator on my Discord, huge help to my channel. He was saying he'd like to see African tribes and polytheism mythos from Egypt to Morocco, South Africa. I think that could be cool too, because again, there's a ton of content that you could draw on and make for some really interesting stuff. So I think it's an interesting idea for Creative Assembly to explore. I don't know that they will. But I think it could be a very interesting idea if they ever were to explore it deeper. Like I said, I'm not certain whether they will or won't, but I think that they could have a lot of fun with it. So I do appreciate you all pitching in and leaving those comments. It really does help support the channel a lot as you're watching these videos. If by the end of it you find that you like what I have made, you enjoyed it, please make sure to take time to hit the like button. I hate to bother you all about this, but the stupid algorithm doesn't really leave me a lot of choices. And then, of course, leaving the comments helps me a ton. So I'm curious, for those of you all who are watching this, I'm assuming you're either watching it because you either play Troy, or just maybe you have an interest in this general setting if you don't play Troy, or you're just trying to learn more about it. But what are your favorite things about this game so far? As you watch, and what things do you think that this game could use? So feel free to respond to either one of those. What are your favorite things about it, or what do you feel that this game is missing that maybe it should have had that would have made it better, or something like that? I think for me, and I'll go ahead and obviously start off if I'm going to ask the question. I'll go ahead and start answering it. For me, I think that I really enjoy, and I've mentioned it many times, I enjoy the maps. I actually really enjoy the unit diversity in this game, and that's not something that I expected. I did not expect to have the type of unit diversity that we do here, and I find myself enjoying it thoroughly. I enjoy the maps and the map diversity quite a bit as well, which again, may be something that caught me off guard, and in a good way, in a good way, for sure. So I think that for me, that's the things that I'm enjoying most. And as far as things I think the game should have had, I mean, obviously this is pie in the sky because it's way off of anything that CA, you know, actually planned on putting into the game. But I agree with the comment earlier. I would have loved for this to have just been a Mythos Total War. That would have been absolutely fantastic and would have just really set it over the top for me. But again, I understand that may not necessarily be realistic. But like I said, you all respond down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Alright, so the enemy is deployed a little further back than I thought they would be. I'll go ahead and move up some. Take advantage of the opportunity to get into some wider terrain since the AI didn't deploy in it. Upper giant vanguard, here we go. I need to take my javelins. I'm gonna take skirmish mode off. Try and pull my javelins back and push my swords forward. I'm gonna put a quick hit on these shielded spearmen, see if we can knock them out of combat early. Make a push here. Make a move to outflank. Let's get our bird back in the air before he takes too much more damage. We're giving these axemen over here a pretty appropriate javelin day. I'm gonna put some pressure on this other flank.
Victory is close enough to taste.
I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna throw Odysseus into melee here. Send some help with the bird. Alright, how we doing? How we doing? Let's get these javelins
One of your units
moved
has no
up.
more ammunition.
Alright, it looks like we're collapsing on the enemy here. That healing was definitely handy. Let's bring up our Hydra Priest. Poison Ritual. Have the range at the moment to hit these guys. I got to their town center. Caught some slingers here, and we're chasing one of their lords. I think I'm gonna bring the bird back here as well. Let's move up the giant vanguard. Alright, yeah, we have basically collapsed and surrounded the enemy from all sides here. I'm gonna take the bird past all this melee. Put these javelins here. I wanna end this fight before the AI can cause me a whole bunch more damage. Alright, I got my griffin into these skirmishers back here, which were being annoying and getting quite a few kills. I think my griffin will help clean this up nicely. Man, I do love the addition of the myth units. They add an element to this game that makes the battles, even albeit slightly more like Warhammer, which is really good for me because on top of that, the maps are improved and I love all the different terrain features and stuff like that. So, I mean that in a good way, right? Like, not that, oh, this game better be exactly like Warhammer. No, it doesn't have to be exactly like it. I love the fact that, like, for instance, a flying unit can break up the standard, just, you know, unit morass that you get into, where a whole bunch of units just get into a very long, drawn-out melee slog that can get old. These battles, I love how the myth units kind of break that up a little. Like, you've got a nice unit diversity in this game anyway, and then when you add the myth units, I feel like it's just a very nice touch on top of things there. I'm gonna go ahead and occupy
a welcome boost.
Settlement here. Should be... Yeah, there's a lot of Dorian influence here we're gonna have to overcome. Maybe I should be raising these things if they have a lot of Dorian influence. I don't remember. Just taking a closer look. That's really cool. That armor sitting out on the map. There's a lot of little touches like that in this game that they're not like game-changing or the world's most amazing thing, but they're pretty neat, like how they managed to add all these little touches. They are certainly neat. I'm going to declare war. I'm not going to call my allies to help, though they have some. I want this province. Alright, so...
Annihilate them.
Let's see.
Strike them down.
They've got a small garrison here. Nothing for us to be concerned about. I'm going to go ahead and auto-resolve it. I think the auto-resolve is going to be quite kind to us. Did he just kick dirt in his face and then cut off his head? That is dirty. Like, kind of pun intended. Unit replenishment, unit replenishment. Conquest penalty. See, I don't know whether any of these actually help with the whole influence situation. I think it's more about just picking up loot, whereas in Rome 2 that I've also been playing recently, it seems like some of those settings are just a better opportunity to... Alright, so it's just going to be some bronze that we get here. We don't get a whole lot of options with it, but it is extra bronze, and we'll take it. I'm pretty sure... Harpy Fiends, huh? So we can get Harpies and Achaean Slingers and stuff here. It's a garrison. Islanders, Young Spears, Sword Skirmishers. Yeah, so this does improve the garrison as we go along. Island Club Warriors. Let's go ahead and go do some scouting up here with our spy. Just check out both these settlements around us. I don't see a whole lot of enemy armies here to face us, and I don't know where else their forces are concentrated. So, interesting. I finally have a fair bit of wood. Could put that to use in some upgrades, so let's try and find the most appropriate places. Not really worried about having a garrison, because there's not going to be a whole lot more wars back here, I don't think. See, we don't have hardly any Achaean influence here. Going to be rising because of our presence. There's a building here, actually, that I think improves influence. That one's happiness. This one is influence. So growth and influence. So let's build these cob houses here. We need quite a lot of influence. This province. Some of these other ones where I, don't have this main settlement available to me because it has to be coastal. That is obviously one of the big downsides to this faction Ithaca that I tend to play quite a lot. Oh, we finished it, so we've got the Beast of War, so we can now have a proper siege. Reload skill of missile units. Wow, this one just really goes real deep into skirmishing up there on that tree. And this one gives recruitment cost, melee defense of heavy. So all these are about heavies up here. It'd be neat if there was something more around, like, yeah, here's some light infantry recruitment reductions and melee attack. This could be really interesting because we have a lot of light infantry, like light sword skirmishers and stuff, and this game tends to have a lot of those that you'll use even into the late game. So like midnight runners and stuff like that. So this could be some interesting research tech here as well. Yeah, light infantry units. So melee attack for light infantry, melee defense of light infantry. Let's start working on that, because light infantry is something that we're going to be using, and then there's this down here too, which drops the upkeep cost of all of our armies, so there's some good research there. Let's get to work on it. But now when we get to a siege battle, we can build a siege tower, which That should help a lot, like getting our men to the walls without being absolutely cut down by archer and slinger and javelin fire, which has been a rather big issue, to be honest. Let's see, so our gold mine... I still don't have the high influence here. Could go ahead and do this, though, because that provides a much more substantial garrison to help protect our gold mine. I'll go ahead and run an upgrade on this small settlement here, too, just to try and fortify our recent holdings. Let's end this turn. I need to go ahead and capture these other settlements up here where my second army is, and try and continue to consolidate resources and power here. However, I don't want to get bogged down in this stuff forever. Like, we may be able to kind of just cut a swath across here and then set sail over to Troy, and that might be the quickest way, rather than having to sail all the way south around the entire peninsula here. An enemy agent that's moved up on us. I don't want your barters right now. Alright, we maintained control of 4 provinces, so we got some extra food and bronze. Poseidon's anger grows, so I guess he's still mad at Troy. At our enemy agent here. Let us see if we can get rid of said enemy agent. Excellent. So our spy is getting pretty decent at getting rid of enemy agents, which I like. Incapacitating enemy characters, 10% to attrition inflicted after successful assassination. Successful poisoning of an army wounds its hero. Now that is really cool. Let's do that. That could become very helpful indeed. There's another enemy agent up here as well. So the Pythians, or however you say it, control some of this province, and we'll want to make nice with them.
Let's hear some of this legendary wisdom, then.
Legendary wisdom. We have a non-aggression pact with them. Alright, well, here would be some legendary wisdom, I think. Single barter, barter agreement, trade, break non-aggression pact. Isn't there... I thought there was an option. Well, maybe it was in 3 Kingdoms. I don't see it here, but like there's like a quick access defensive alliance. So I want a defensive alliance. They're not very interested. They do need a lot of bronze though, so we might be able to convince them by offering up some bronze or an ultimatum. I'll kill you. No, I'm just kidding. Although that would be funny. So let us offer a single barter. What, we've 1,000 bronze? What, doesn't do anything? He has no bronze. Like, he's got no bronze. See, this is one of the things that gets me irritated about the bartering thing. Like, sometimes it makes sense, but like right now, he needs bronze really bad. And look, I can put 1,000 bronze on the table and like, it's maybe worth a little bit to me. And it's like, dude, you're broke. You are absolutely broke. Even gold. He needs gold desperately. So I don't get this system where it's like, oh, minus 30, and then, well, we're going to offer you a resource that you badly need, and we're kind of you know, 1 point. It counts for 1 point. What is this? Like, so that's something in this game that I have disliked, and I mentioned earlier things that we should mention we dislike. This is one of them. Also, the fact that, like, the region trading wasn't quite set up the way I thought it should have been. Like, you can't just trade certain regions the way you want to. It has to go according to some kind of game thing. Like, it was kind of irritating. So that's a couple things I wish that CA would fix, because I don't like that. It's like right here, I should be able to strike a deal with the Pythians. The Pythians, however you say this. I don't know how to say their name. It's not pronounceable to me, apparently. So, what I'm getting at, though, is that they shouldn't be making it this difficult. They're Achaeans, I'm Achaeans. We already have a non-aggression pact. I have resources they want. What is the point in having a diplomatic system with all of these things available to you when the diplomatic system still doesn't work when it makes sense for it to work. Am I missing something? Is there a reason why it would make sense for Achilles to, like, resist a deal here? Doesn't seem like it. Okay, yeah, that's not a fight we want at the moment. That's not a fight we want at the moment. I could use Harpy Fiends to help me out a little here. Or those are just Harpies. The Fiends are right here. They cost more upkeep and have more armor, better morale, better attack, defense, damage. Just better across the board. Recruitment, administration cost, available units. We can only get one Fiend. I'm going to grab those for just kind of helping to silence enemy units, and then I'll grab a couple of Slingers. They'll help silence enemy skirmish units, is what I should say. Ajax?
That is beyond me.
Okay. Got Ajax down here. What's up, Ajax? Let's talk. Let's talk about how I'm about to destroy you. Alright, so I'm going to march towards Dodona and assault it. A little bit of wood again. Settlement upgrades. Look at the settlement upgrades. I do want to upgrade these small settlements because it gives me much better garrisons. So I will spend that. It says constructions are available, but it's unlikely there's anything here that I actually want to construct. Odysseus has a skill point. Need to apply. We've already done this one, and it looks like we came here, which is the false portent ability. This one does even more damage. 60 false portent, and then this one has a wider area of effect. So this one doubles the area of effect, but keeps it at 15. This one keeps it the same, but makes it much more damaging to morale. So I'm gonna do that one. Could be really helpful to break up some fights before we expect them to. We got some Harpies, we'll give them a try. I'm not expecting much from them. I'm kind of expecting them to be like Fellbats from Warhammer 2. Alright, so this guy's wanting me to give him bronze for gold. And it would be quite a lot of bronze for a number of turns. Quite a lot of wood for a number of turns. I mean, I am probably really set on bronze for the time being. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and pull down some extra wood to help with the construction. I don't know if it's a great deal, but I'm going to make the deal. Wow, this guy is just offering me the entire world worth of food for some gold and bronze, so no thanks. I've got quite a lot of food as it is. But do appreciate you being willing to throw a feast for us. You know, Air is usually hungry.
Odysseus of Ithaca.
All right, I don't know where Ajax. Oh yeah, he went back into the settlement.
Bring chaos.
All right, so let's take out Ajax here. Okay. Take a look at our deployment. There's plenty of options here. I like these two settings. Grab our heavy sword skirmishers, back them up with some javelins, take them off skirmish mode. Okay, let's grab our next two heavy sword skirmishers. Other two javelins, off skirmish mode. And let's get another heavy sword skirmisher. This is our last one. Let's mix it with the light. And then back them up with some extra lights. And then let's grab a couple more light sword skirmishers, hide them in the no, we'll put them up front. I'll back them up with these spear runners. And then in case the enemy has a big fight ready in the middle, I've got my Hydra Priest and Giants. And I'll take my Griffin and Odysseus to support over here. So I think we've got good support all across the board. Let's move up. Get a bunch of moves in process here. They've got some archers back there shooting at me. Let's go ahead and move into the settlement here. No reason not to. Same here. Let's start pushing up, and then I've got Spearmen to come in and help as well. Giant Vanguard, Hydra Priest. Go get after these archers, kill Spearmen. Okay, I've got a couple of my javelins in an unsavory position here. Pull them out of there. Bring up Odysseus. I'm gonna drop some heals in this blob.
Victory is close enough to taste.
Let's start splitting up our forces here. And making our presence known. Get after these archers. My bird's still doing alright. We got the heals up here, so that's gonna help our guys in that fight quite a lot. I don't know why you quit fighting those archers, Mr. Griffin, but should be able to pinch this axe unit here. These guys get a bonus versus axes, if I remember right. They should do okay.
One of your units has no more ammunition.
I get over here and help heal up these spears. And our giants should be able to help go bash up these spearmen here. Alright, the Griffin got these skirmishers. Let's get into these club warriors, pin them down, and then bring up some sword support. Alright, we can push through here. I love these maps. Really nice. Can't quite reach these guys. Wonder if I can if I move a little. Get him, Hydra Priest, get him. Get him, get him, get him. Yes! Alright, we got a good poisoning in there. Attack these guys in the back with the Hydra Priest. Go support that fight. Push on through. Oh yeah. We are on the way to victory, for sure. Pushing in. Yep, we got the enemy hero. Alright, let's get some close-ups here at the end of this battle. This one is swinging into our favor. See my sword skirmishers and my griffin coming in here and knocking out the last defenders, my heavy sword skirmishers, and the giant vanguard following in behind them. Those big shields. Gorok would approve. This game looks so good, and it runs so good too. Even in that siege battle there, it wasn't a huge siege battle, right? But I was consistently pushing, you know, over 100 frames through most of that battle, which is just really great performance for a Total War game. It usually gets bogged down terribly battles, so much as I had issue a minute ago with some of the weird diplomacy and trades and other stuff like that, obviously there are upsides to the game as well.
A welcome boost.
Alright, so we got extra motivation and defense because we picked up a shield there. I don't know that we need such a thing with Odysseus. We put that on our other characters. Available to the other character. Where did it? Where is this guy? Right down here. He did finish some recruiting. He's got a skill point. Liate the dead causes fear. Reduced cost, armor specialization. I don't know, the armor is going to play a huge role here, so let's do that. Let's go to equipment. Yeah, we can put the shield on him. Got a helmet, heavy helmet, let's give him that. Hand weapon. Give him extra melee damage, which is pretty nice. Actually more than 70. It says plus 70, but it raises it quite a lot. This is in a 7. So, I mean, melee defense to all of our units is actually kind of a big deal. Like, I think it's worth sacrificing a little bit of attack on our leader, because that's kind of a bunch for a whole army to get to take advantage of.
Your cause is mine.
I want to improve the garrison here, so I feel like that we can step away a little better. And let's go over here and see if I can poison this army that was garrisoned here. Because I think it said that it hurts their leader if I successfully poison. Alright, we failed. Alright, that's alright. We gave it a shot. Gave it a shot. Alright. Don't think we have a lot of wood yet this turn. This is the only settlement upgrade we have available. I mean, it is a place that could get attacked, so I'll go ahead and throw the upgrade there. Like I said, I want the best garrisons that we can get at these places, just in case we end up with unforeseen rebels or attacks. Like, for instance, at Grinion there's an enemy army not too far outside of it. Looks like a suicidal attempt here by this faction that just needs this to survive. We're going to auto-resolve. Alright, they want a whole bunch of bronze for a whole bunch of wood. I mean, I do have a whole bunch of extra bronze at the moment. Take me a while to get all of it back, because I also have that other trade agreement going, but this would give me a giant infusion of wood. You know what? Let's just do it. Yeah, so see, like here, we wanted to have our garrison built up, and we did, thank goodness. They've got some heavy javelin throwers here. It's an interesting unit. They do some pretty decent melee damage and missile damage. But see, their armor won't mean much. I mean, they do have a shield, I think. Yeah, I think they have a shield. What they got here? Renowned Club Warriors. So he has a few decent units here. I've got some javelin throwers and some renowned slingers. These renowned slingers can do some pretty solid damage. And an archer hero who can also pick at enemy infantry. Let's... Don't know if we can win this or not. They outnumber me with infantry, which is going to be a problem. They outnumber me with skirmishers, which is going to be a problem. So I mean, we are outnumbered. We're just flat outnumbered. We would have to somehow gain like a quick advantage at one point in the battlefield. How do I want to take this fight? I feel like if I fall back and fight here, that the enemy will just be able to, like, you know, throw javelins and stuff into a, you know, a very blobbed up force of my own here. Kind of want to put my heavy infantry here. Something like this, maybe? Wish I could hide these clubmen. They are hidden. They are hidden. I don't know how long they'll stay hidden. See if I can put my leader up here too and try and pick at enemy infantry as it comes in. Now, the problem is if they just come around through here, I'm still in trouble. But I need to try and isolate and destroy some piece of their army. Or just get it in a bottleneck where I can somehow gain an advantage. I don't know how well this is gonna work, to be honest. They have some decent units. They have some very decent units. See, our slings can do some pretty solid damage to these young spears. Let's go take a look at the renowned club warriors. They are also pretty vulnerable to my slings because they don't have a shield. So we might have an opportunity to gain some advantage here. Toggle skirmish mode. I'm gonna target these expensive club units. They are coming through the choke point. Getting some damage done. Okay, I'm gonna back the slingers up. I've got javelins inbound that are shredding through the young spears. Go ahead and take some shots at those clubs with my javelins. They are getting blobbed up, so this bodes well for me. Oops. Need to countercharge these club units, and I've got to keep the AI kind of bottled up in here. I'm going to pull my javelins back just slightly. Let's target the heavy javelin throwers. I don't know whether I can reach the heavy javelin throwers with my other units. Those heavy javelin throwers are going to be a problem. I'm going to go ahead and guard mode. Let's see if we can reach out and touch those heavy javelin throwers. And I've got my lord targeting them, I've got my slingers targeting them, and now I'm gonna run my own club warriors out. Okay, let's see what we can do. Push in. Can I reach their heavy javelin throwers? Maybe. We did cause an initial break here, which is really good. I gotta do as much damage to their army as quickly as possible here. Let's see if we can reach their javelin throwers. Those javelin throwers have the potential to do a lot of damage to me. I want to swing out wide and come in and force these guys up into the choke point. I don't want them to just run away like off this direction. I want to force them into the choke point and force them to die. So when I chase them, I want them to skirmish forward. This may do it. Okay. My heavy sword skirmishers are holding at the moment. Oh, some of them pushed all the way through because of a bad attack order. That's really not good for me.
Your warriors are losing heart.
Yeah, that unit pushed too far forward and routed. That is really bad. That's not what I needed. I shoot into these spearmen and get any work done. That is a mess. That's unfortunate for me. It's another problem that sometimes happens on this game, where the units will like keep following an attack order and they'll just start pulling through additional enemies in order to try and get to them, and it causes some issues. He's got his Aristea there. That's not good. So their lord is gonna get pretty powerful here. Just throw all the javelins we can in here. I cleaned up some of their heavy skirmishers back here. I've got my own lord firing into this infantry blob, and he is getting some very nice kills at the moment. I'm gonna go after their slingers. I've got their heavy javelin throwers pinned down. My own javelin throwers are emptying out their ammunition, which is great. More damage, more better. Our lord is now causing some pretty substantial damage. How come my Aristea grows like insanely slow and the enemies always get theirs relatively quick? I don't understand this. Alright, our club warriors clean that up and can now rear charge. They have a few more warriors back here. I'm actually going to attack them with my slingers. I just want to keep firing with my lord. He's up to 75 kills, and it's quickly climbing. This should cause a rout here. It did. I think we've got this. Because now we've got the morale broken.
Hero is under attack.
Excellent. How is my hero under attack? Alright. Just gonna ignore those javelin throwers who came back and try and finish off this army. Alright, so despite having gotten his Aristea and started to do some damage, wow, these renowned slingers did a good job for me. They got 79 kills. Caused a lot of hit point damage. So this garrison performed very admirably. It worked out kind of how I hoped it would here, which hasn't happened in some of my battles as of recent in this campaign, but it worked out this time, and I'm certainly glad for it. Like I said, these maps give you some different opportunities. These maps give you some different opportunities to set up choke points and stuff like that I really like. I'm gonna go ahead and replenish, because in case there's more armies there, or they come back and attack me here soon. They want a bunch of gold for a non-aggression pact. I don't think so, so I'm gonna reject that. And these guys want now all my wood, so I just got my wood, and they want it all, so no. That's funny. Like, just got all this wood. They're like, hey, we want all that wood you just bartered for. No. How about no? Decided no. Alright, take a look here. Got a damaged building at Dodona, so let's fix it. Must be an agent that did that to us. Let's go get rid of this Epirote army here. I think this will get rid of their faction. I need to go see if we're up against any upcoming rebellions as well. I need to keep an eye out for that. So let's quickly go in here to provinces. So public order is going up everywhere except for here. And it is not dropping rapidly here. And influence is growing rather rapidly. We've got decent defenses, I think, at these places. Yeah, we do. We should be okay. I'm gonna go ahead and build this woodworker because I expect that our influence will quickly take over here. And the wood is obviously quite helpful in getting us certain stuff we need. Reset the map view there. Okay. So let's go back into our provinces and see what we can build. Don't need anything at Epirus at the moment. I think we might as well just build the dock up here because we're sitting on a ton of wood. Ithaca can be built up now because of the extra wood, gold, and stone. So let's do that because that'll give me access to even better buildings. These heavy shielded spearmen. Okay, these are not the ones that I was thinking. Some of these spearmen later in the game have bonuses versus swords and stuff that can be kind of neat. Those ones do not, unfortunately. But, wow, that takes a lot of gold to make these upgrades. I don't know if that is worth it at the moment. These ones probably are. Let's go ahead and use that wood. There we go. Alright, so we used up the wood. This army is sallied out against us, which is good to see. Let's try and poison them quickly, because if we can, that'll gain us an advantage. That is great.
Great deeds await.
And that leaves them without a hero for this fight. So this is a good opportunity for us to gain some advantage here. We've also got reinforcements coming in, so let's fight this battle. So our spy came in clutch there. That was very nice. That ability we picked up where when they're successfully poisoned the well, it also gets the character. That's very powerful. It is very powerful in a situation like this. Because now the enemy has a distinct disadvantage. I'm going to deploy my heavy infantry over here on the side with their hero. I'm gonna deploy my light infantry on this side in heavy numbers. I'm gonna just group these units. There we go.
The foe has sighted your hidden units.
I'm gonna give an AI attack order, and then I'll fix it up as we go forward here. It's pretty good right now, though. Looks pretty good. Oh, except for that. Okay, I've got reinforcements. Let's start running everybody to the front. Battle is underway. It should go well for me on most fronts. We've already got a break there. Let's attack the next club unit.
Your warriors are losing heart.
Whereabouts is that? Down here. The young spears do have a bonus versus swords, so... Alright, I got my harpies up here. Let's just use them for a quick outflank. So I don't have skirmishers threatening me particularly hard right now. Start running some heavies over here because our lighter swords are having a bit of difficulty. Let's see if the harpies can help me get the job done. Some spearmen headed in. Did rout some units here. Let's rear charge these spearmen. And I've got reinforcements headed in. Harpies are ready for another swoop in here. Buff up all my units here.
Is under attack.
Alright, so there we go. I throw our hero in. Reinforcements are still a long ways off, but that's okay. We're gonna gain a solid victory here. I collapsed into the back of this fight, so now our heavy sword skirmishers are gonna be racking up kills. That upgrade to light infantry that we're researching should come in very handy. Because we could use the extra melee defense and attack. Our light swordsmen, the upkeep on them is quite manageable, but their stats are pretty questionable, and that's even with the help of Ares here. So it's gonna be something I think that will be quite handy. Melee defense tends to make a pretty large difference in fights. And then the extra bit of melee attack won't hurt either. None of that, of course, touches their damage. So that's going to be an utter defeat of that army.
Moving as ordered. Great.
We'll get reinforcements there. We're not ready for that fight, but we can move back over here. And I can't... I am going to go take a look at this settlement. Still unguarded. Alright, but we do have help that we could bring in from Odysseus, and we might as well. Speaking of, Odysseus has picked up another skill point here. And let's move down to some of these that we haven't opened. Provides a new stance which grants the hero a chance to ambush his enemies when attacking. Stance benefits him from ambush chance effects. Or we can get more campaign movement range. I think we should get the stance. Prevent enemy casualty replenishment in local region 2. That is really, really neat. So this shadow stance is be absolutely sick. And then we put that on top of it, and when the enemy can't replenish in our presence, that's going to be pretty nice. So now we have this stance of shadow. So we're gonna just pretty much switch over to that and then make our way over here. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little trespassing just because I can. Whether or not it's a good idea, we'll find out. We have a commandment available at some of these. Sarah. What are these two places where we have the commandments available? This place, for instance, needs a lot of Achaean influence still. None of these have anything to do with influence. That's a little bit frustrating. So... happiness seems fine. All resources. I mean, might as well just take the resources, I would assume. Again, I need Achaean influence here, but can't get any from these things. But we also need some happiness here, so I'll go ahead and issue those commandments. I think we're just about out of time for this episode. It's been a good one. We've got some good fights. I do like the battles in this game, like, very much. Especially with Ithaca, where I get to do all the Vanguard shenanigans and the javelin-armed swords. Like, I really enjoy their fighting style. I do want to mess with some more units in this campaign. I've done very little with, like, the renowned slingers. And I've seen those slingers be pretty effective in certain situations. And I want to tinker with them because they just have much higher missile damage. So I may mess with them eventually. Let's see, we got raiding going on here. Very small army, probably not a big threat to us. Got good replenishment. Here, I'm gonna keep poisoning the well. And see, it's just gaining us more skill points here, so might as well. Success chance and critical success chance. That's pretty nice, so we're gonna take that. I like it better than the other option at the moment. We've got Shadow Odysseus coming in here. I'm gonna actually march through. I'm gonna actually force march because there's no reason to be in the shadow stance at the moment, and I want to get the extra movement, make it up here as quickly as possible. All right, folks. Well, I think we're doing good. We've got some more building upgrades. This guy needs to replenish more after that big fight. I mean, we could get extra wood here, but we don't have the influence to really make much of it. And it's going to be quite a while before we have the influence. Yeah, going to be quite some time, so I don't think I'm in a hurry to throw that down. Got a lot of places where we're working on improving Achaean influence. This one would make some difference, but it's not food income that I really need so much. Bronze income we can't afford at the moment. Finish upgrading the settlement chain first. Let's go ahead and upgrade the port here. And then we'll end one more, and I think I'm going to go ahead and call it an episode. Just about the right time frame. We've gained some territory, we've won some big battles. Managed to get a hold of some resources that we needed. I think I am going to just keep battling east across the peninsula here. And then set sail from there over towards Troy. These guys want a bunch of gold for wood. I'm not interested in giving up my gold. Gold is a pretty limited resource, and I intend to hang on to it, so I think not. Having the extra wood is kind of nice, because it seems like we just can't get enough wood right now. But that'll change eventually. We'll probably feel like we've got all we need, you know, at some point. Move Shadow Odysseus up here. And then I'm going to take this army. Oh, hold on. They've now got armies down here too. That's a pretty sizable garrison actually as well. So we're going to have to play it a little bit safe here. I'm going to drop into an ambush stance.
Get into cover.
And we'll see if we can lure any of these enemies into our loving arms. Go ahead and try poison attempt here. There we go, succeeded. And let us... Just destroyed. Buildings constructed. Fortification. So we got a settlement upgrade available to us at Dodona. Let's do that. I think it gives us, yeah, it gives us slightly more wood production. And it gives us a better garrison, so I'll take it. Alright. Oh, I need to look at the hecatombs and stuff. I haven't seen a cult level pop down yet. I forget about the Divine Will way too often. And no one fell into our ambushes. I'm not giving you my gold, even though that's a lot of wood. Nope. Alright, ambush foiled, so one of our guys was seen. Try it again. Just because they got fooled once doesn't mean it won't happen again. Let's use our agent to try and get rid of the enemy rival. We failed. Or no. We did assassinate. Excellent. And Odysseus... I don't know where their armies went. They must have moved their armies. What a fail.
Cut them down.
That is a massive fail on their part. Because now I'm going to take their settlement, and this gets me one step closer to the sea. When we put the sea, we're going to be headed for the Trojan lands. I don't know that we're going to be able to immediately siege Troy. So yeah, that's interesting. I don't understand that move. Did they do the same thing over here? It says their ambush was foiled here. I don't see their armies here. Maybe they're fooling me. Is this like 200 IQ? No, it's just a really... it seems like an unsound move on their part. I don't know if I'm really equipped to fight this, though. I mean, I feel like we could plow through here, but we'd take a lot of damage. I'm gonna break off and just go ahead and go back and lay my ambush again. It's a pretty potent garrison that they've got on their hands. Go to the Divine Will real quick. 470. What happens if it gets up here? Worshipped. Where do I'm trying to see the amount it changes per turn. No, I've seen it. Berries. Oh, level 2 respected. Crap, I've seen this somewhere. Where does it show it to me, like, what it's going to be next turn? Zeus. Come on now. No, I've seen where it like shows like it's dropping by 10 per turn or something, and now I can't find it when I'm looking on here. You would think it would be in here, right? This is the Divine Will screen. Come on. I know it's somewhere. I've seen it before. I have no idea where it's at. Ooh, we can unlock Spartoy if we get this up to top tier. We're so close to. If I can get my Ares cult level up, we could unlock Spartoy recruitment. That would be really fun. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Make sure to go leave your comment. I gave you all the discussion. What is it you would like, that you really enjoy about this game? What is it you think that it should have done differently? Anyway, HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll see you all soon with some more action in Total War Saga, Troy.